May I introduce myself as Safian VA, the virtual assistant to CTM Joseph NG, your sales and marketing coach. Without any delay, here is the good news for you. Alright. Good news? A lighthouse to guide SMEs Pataling Jaya, to help small and medium enterprises, SMEs, survive these challenging times. The alumni of a university college has started a national initiative to support such businesses. The alumni of the Tunku Abdul Rahman University College, TAR KC, is hoping to provide SMEs with an insights through a series of events that will guide them through economic uncertainties. Called the SME Lighthouse Initiative, the nonprofit community service kicked off with a successful webinar on August 17 that offered advice and guidance for businesses. The speakers of the first webinar included TAR UC Board of Governors Chairman Datuk Seri Liaoshing Lai, Federation of Malaysian Manufacturers President Tan Sri So Thian Lai, economist Tan Sri Dr. Lau Ban Tin, and PwC Malaysia Assurance Partner Tian Woon Meng. As the sighs of despair from SMEs reverberate across the country during the pandemic, we have taken the steps to start this initiative. We hope the SME Lighthouse Lead will support SMEs in Malaysia that need guidance to navigate the present economic turbulence to ensure survival and sustainability, the alumni said in the press release. The SME Lighthouse is now on to its next event, a webinar titled Digitizing SMEs in Turbulent Times. The event, the second installment in a series of webinar forums, will be held on Sept 3 from 2:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. on Zoom and is open to the public. This event will also see the official launch of the SME Lighthouse startup. Interested members of the public can register at https://zoom.us/webinar/register/9616297838729/WNMCXRP0X M1_34CGA. Registered participants will also be given access to an e-copy of the guidelines on the government's stimulus package and financial assistance for Malaysian SMEs compiled by TAR UC free of charge. To support the SME community, the research team in TAR UC conducted comprehensive research and compiled such guidelines. The guidelines contain relevant and updated information relating to support from the government and other bodies that would be needed by the SME community, the alumni said. The team behind the webinars is also putting together two more events titled Cash Flow and Funding for SMEs and Practical Digitization for Transforming SMEs. The SME Lighthouse will also provide online coaching clinics and online support on business advisories, digitization, wellness, debt management, and human resource stargears, he added. Source: The Star, 30 August 2021. Is this good news for you? I hope it does. Before leaving you, may I introduce my colleague Madam Florence VA, your next presenter. Okay.
Thanks Madam Sophia for giving me a chance to deliver the balance of this month's posting. Alright. For your info, my name is Madam Florence, in case you don't know. Without further ado, allow me to present Chapter 4 of the book, How to Close Every Sale and Ever Time by CTM Joseph NG. Written and published by your sales and marketing expert. Chapter 4, the secondary or minor point, close quote, it means you give your client something he wants, probably a relative minor point, by Bryce Webster in his book, The Power of Consultative Selling. The secondary close involves closing on a minor point in the sales presentation. Acceptance of which denotes acceptance of the entire offer. Put in another way, it can be explained as a variation on the basic assumptive close. Like the basic close, you start out acting as if you expect a yes and you present one or two benefits that your prospect liked. Here is where it becomes a little bit different. For instance, if you are showing a person some clothing. While you show them two blouses, you say, do you want it in blue or green? Whichever the person takes, the person has made the decision to buy. If you are showing a person an article of furniture, you would say, would you like it delivered or you would like to take it with you? Whichever the person selects, the person has decided to buy the product or service from you, hence you always close on a minor point. You can say, would you like it in blue or green? Or, would you like it at a higher or lower speed? Would you like it in a smaller or large size? The person always makes a decision to buy, if they say yes to either one. Incidentally, this brings us to the alternative close. Here you always offer the prospect a choice between something and something else. Never say between something and nothing. Never say, do you want this or not? Say, do you want the 4-speed or 5-speed? Do you want the 3-bedroom house or the 4-bedroom house? Would you prefer the red or the green? Would you prefer the deluxe model or the regular model? In doing so, the prospect has to make a choice between one or the other. Would you like it delivered or you would like to take it with you? Whichever the person selects, the person has decided to buy the product or service to him. You always close on a minor point. You can say, would you like it in blue or green? Or, would you like it at a higher or lower speed? Would you like it in a smaller or large size? The person always makes a decision to buy, if they say yes to either one. Incidentally, this brings us to the alternative close. Here you always offer the prospect a choice between something and something else. In any case, if they buy one, you should be satisfied. If the prospect says that I don't want either one, you could say, give me more information on what you are looking for. Then, you will know how to proceed further in your sales presentation. Trust me, the concept of secondary close cannot be repeated enough. Therefore, you need to examine the concept of secondary close in the context of the minor point close as a variation of the basic assumptive close. Like the basic close, you start out acting as if you expect a yes and you present one or two benefits that your prospect liked. In truth, here is where it becomes a little bit different. You ask a minor point question that your prospect would need to answer if he had already said yes to the major question of buying your product or service. In this example of the minor point in selling a service, let us continue using the context of a financial advisor. You like the idea of having a professional manage your investments. You also really like all the time you will be saving. Do you want to do the asset transfer yourself or do you prefer that we handle the paperwork for you? If your prospect answers the minor point question regarding who will handle the paperwork, he has bought your proposal. By choosing one of the minor alternatives, he has agreed to the major question. Let's elaborate more on the minor points. It relies on a confident tone of voice. You must convey positive expectancy. Ask your prospect a minor question that would need to be answered once he made the major decision to buy. You are, however, asking him the minor question first instead. If he answers, he has bought. What you've just done, you've learned to close a sale by assuming a yes and confidently asking a minor question for it. Your positive expectant tone of voice is what makes this happen. Use this principle professionally and personally and get better results in all of your persuasion efforts. That said, this brings us into a more important paragraph, that is summary. Therefore, to distill this chapter on the secondary or minor point close, here are key points that must be repeated. Hence, as said earlier, it relies on a confident tone of voice. If you still remember, you must convey positive expectancy. Not forgetting the idea that you must ask your prospect a minor question that would need to be answered once he made the major decision to buy. To repeat, in other words, you are in fact asking him the minor question first instead. If he answers, he has bought. Does that sound logical? You bet. To top off, let's end the chapter with the next area. Conclusion. To wrap this chapter, let me state without doubt, I firmly believe what you've just done in this minor point closing. You and I now have learned to close a sale by assuming a yes and confidently asking a minor question for it. Your positive expectant tone of voice is what makes this happen. Make no mistake, I myself have used this principle professionally. And believe me, I have personally and gotten better results in all my closing efforts. True. Jokes aside, with the wise words from Michael Jordan, also known by his initials MJ, is an American former professional basketball player and businessman, I end this chapter. You must expect great things from yourself before you can do them. All in all, what has been said, I truly believe my work is done in this chapter. Looking forward to meet you in the next chapter. Agree. End of chapter 4. This brings us to a happy ending of chapter 4. At this juncture, may I, Madam Florence, CTM Joseph NG and Madam Sophia wish you good luck and happy selling in your business.